Good evening, Lexbots. Today I'm going over the vampires from the movie Blade, which is actually one of my favorite vampire movies ever. And this is not only inspired by the movie Blade, but I also just found out recently that I cannot eat garlic. It pretty much hates every part of my body. Which clearly this means there can only be one option. I'm a vampire. I don't like the sun, vampire. All products used are listed somewhere around the video, and don't forget to go to Facebook and check out my page, Madeyewlook by Lex, and like it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to contact me. To start off, I'm applying a light coat of white Paradise paint using the Madeyewlook foundation brush to my face, neck, and chest. I don't want this to be a solid coat of white, I kind of want my natural skin tone to show through it a little bit. I'm then applying an extremely light blue eyeshadow from BH Cosmetics underneath my cheekbone as contour. I'm also kind of sketching in my facial expression using the same light blue eyeshadow, giving myself an angry sort of growl. I'm also kind of filling in around my inner corners and then also underneath my eyes just to give myself a basic outline of where I'm going to be filling in later. Also bring this light blue up onto your forehead just on the sides to give it more of a sunken in effect. I'm then going in with a slightly darker periwinkle color just underneath my eyes, as well as darkening the sunken in portion of my forehead and also bringing that above my natural eyebrows. This will create a little bit of shading for your new brow bone. And then bringing that same color in very, very lightly on one side of my forehead just for a bit of shadows. Taking Mocha Blush, I'm then blending in a little bit of a pink color into the side of my forehead where it is shaded. Taking the Madeyewlook angled brush and dark gray eyeshadow, I'm then really sketching in where my angry eyes are going to go. I'm also slightly blending this color in the inner corner as well as slightly blending out that line. When shading the inner corner of your eyes, you can also drag those lines out toward your nose. This is going to be your angry, growling nose. Make a grr face if necessary. And then just going back to the Madeyewlook eyeshadow brush with no product on it and just blending out that whole general area. Taking the Madeyewlook angled brush, I'm then extending very thin lines from my new brows. This will create more of a furrow brow effect. I'm then taking black eyeshadow and generally going over the areas that I just went over just to deepen them up a bit. I'm mainly concentrating on the inner corners of my eyes. Go ahead and line your eyes using black eyeliner and then take a Q-tip and make sure you get it all off of your waterline. Going back in with the Madeyewlook angled brush and dark gray eyeshadow, I'm then adding some additional wrinkles underneath my eyes. Try to keep these as thin as possible. And going back in with the Madeyewlook eyeshadow brush and the same dark gray eyeshadow and just darkening up some of my wrinkles and some of my contouring on my face. This also goes for adding some shading above where my brow bone is. This is giving the illusion that my brow bone actually is sticking out and dipping back down. To create the veins for this character, I'm using the Skin Illustrator palette and the Madeyewlook detail brush. And I'm mixing together the colors Rice Paper and Vein Tone. Now the Skin Illustrator palette is an alcohol-based palette, so you will need alcohol to activate this palette, like rubbing alcohol. The more alcohol you mix with this palette, the lighter the colors will be, and you want to get more of a translucent effect, so I'm adding a lot of alcohol to these colors. I'm adding veins on one side of my forehead and also underneath my eyes. You guys can use a reference picture if you want to see the placement of the veins. To start off on the mouth, I'm using the Madeyewlook detail brush and light gray eyeshadow from BH Cosmetics and just outlining where it's going to go. And to describe the shape of this mouth, it basically looks like a uterus. I'm then going in with white Paradise paint in the same brush and drawing in my fangs and my... Now the actual teeth on this character are pretty small, so I'm not really getting into huge detail with the actual teeth themselves. And I'm keeping my upper teeth on my upper lip and then my bottom teeth on my jaw. Also be sure to draw the two big fangs on the side of each side of the mouth. I'm then filling in this whole area with the Madeyewlook eyeshadow brush and red Paradise paint. Initially I was leaving it open around the teeth area, but you guys can go ahead and fill that in just to make it easier. Then taking the Madeyewlook detail brush and Graftobian propane in black, I'm filling in around my teeth on the upper and bottom teeth with black gums. I'm also creating the outline of where some like little tendon things are going to be going. As well as the placement of the tongue. Fill in the inside of your mouth with black propane. Avoid the areas where the tongue is, and then also avoid the areas that are going to stay red for the tendons. To give a smoother transition and more of a shadowed effect, I'm then taking the Madeyewlook eyeshadow brush and BH Cosmetics black eyeshadow and just blending it out from the side of the tendons. I'm also blending this color along the edges of each side of the mouth, and then also taking the Madeyewlook angled brush and blending it out from the teeth on the side. At some points I'm also blending this black and stripy kind of patterns towards the center. To give the tongue a little bit more of a realistic color, I'm then covering it up with MAC Mocha Blush. Again, blending that black eyeshadow out around the tongue so it gives it some more depth. I'm then taking BH Cosmetics light tan eyeshadow and also a little bit of yellow just to give the teeth a little bit more of a realistic color. I'm once again darkening up those black lines that I have extending from the center of my mouth, using Graftobian propane in black. From there, I'm generally filling in some white areas using the Graftobian propane in white, and this is going to be all of the slobber and all of the saliva just chilling. This will also give the inside of the mouth a shiny effect. Do not forget to put it on the little tendon things in the middle of your mouth as well. Don't forget about the two teeth on each side of your face, and also fill them in with light tan eyeshadow from BH Cosmetics, as well as outlining them in brown eyeshadow and then taking a very light tan eyeshadow and creating two little bumps to show that they are coming out from your face. To create the little extra squiggly guys, I'm then taking Paradise Paint in red and the Madeyewlook detail brush and just extending random squiggles from the mouth. Of course, don't forget to add your white Graftobian propane slobber on those as well. And to give it a little bit more of a 3D effect, I'm then creating shadows underneath them, using BH Cosmetics dark gray eyeshadow and the Madeyewlook angled brush. I'm finishing up by creating my nasolabial folds by filling in light blue eyeshadow and then going back in with gray eyeshadow.